Exciting! Exciting!
yipped Sam, jumping boisterously. Shh, buddy, we don't want to be heard, said Brunhilde, giving him a calming stroke.
Okay, mummy,
he says, his translator making him slightly quieter.
Still exciting.
I don't understand why I'm part of this. I only met him recently. It's not exactly like he and I are friends, frowns Dr. Mink. If you don't participate in things like this, you'll never be friends, Fliss, explains an exasperated Cass. Is there secrecy necessary? Queries Quark. The whole thing isn't always secret. This bit is, sort of. Obviously you can work it out if this isn't your first, but it's meant to be secret, explains Messiah. Chris spends a lot of time on it, says Hazuka, placing her two-thumbed hands on his shoulders. Thanks, Hazzy, smiles Krish, before giving her a kiss on the cheek. What's the time? asks Emiko, a silent Miss Hunter behind her, a relaxed-looking Zorn draping her arms around her impassive girlfriend's shoulders. They're on their way back. We need to get ready, informs Twiller. I'll do it. Just tell me when, says Jenny, picking up her miniature flame-emitting device. Twiller's holographic head bobs in agreement. There follow a few minutes of relative quiet as we wait. Okay, now, says Twiller, immediately followed by Jenny giving a brief, slightly pyromaniacal giggle as she ignites the blowtorch and sets the fires. Twiller turns out the lights, leaving the room illuminated only by combustion. Then we hear it, the noise we were waiting for. The reason we didn't put up the privacy field. The sound of the Triple M hallway door opening and footsteps making their way inside. Even though I know there are 5 pairs of feet, only one is audible. I wonder if I will be able to hear those footsteps as she didn't intend me to. The sound draws close to the common room door, and I take a preparatory inhale. The door slides open, immediately inducing 11 explosive cracks, propelling colourful paper to be blasted in the direction of those who had just entered. Surprise! Shouts the room, in unison, at a short-looking Victor, who is now dropping the combat stance he briefly assumed, when initially alarmed by the unexpected noise. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Taker Victor, happy birthday to you, we sing, as Victor covers his face and gives an embarrassed smile between his girlfriend and pet. Not everyone was able to let off one of the party poppers. Quark and I simply lacked the strength to pull the string with sufficient force to trigger the explosives, and both had not a little reservation about triggering even contained explosions so close to our wing claws. Sam, Fluffy and Twiller lacked the necessary manipulator anatomy, though Twiller was able to summon a holographic simulation of one, and Fluffy and Toon would have been unable to conceal party poppers if they'd taken them to the gym with him. There is a little confusion when it gets to the part of the song where we are to say his name. Quark, Hazuka and I had it explained to us that we were to use the name we felt most comfortable with, and a little chaos on that part is normal and expected. As we finish singing, Victor walks to the cake and blows out the 5 wax prisms, one of which is shaped into the Terran numerical for free, one of which is shaped into their symbol for nullity, the other 3 of which are simple sticks representing tens of years he's lived, or decades. The room claps and cheers as he does so. You rascal, he says with mirthful, insincere accusation at Toon. I thought it was weird that you were so keen on going to the gym and staying there so much longer than normal. You were distracting me. How'd you even know? Toon gives a smug smile and says, when we were talking to my mums, you said you were coming up on 30. I wanted to Qual to ask if your birthday was on file. She found it and we started planning the surprise party for you. Ah, thanks, baby. He turns to me. Cap, thank you. I shake my head. Think nothing of it, Victor. Honestly, I'm a little ashamed that this is the first birthday party you've had since coming aboard. You should have said something. I knew of this custom from my study of Terrans, but didn't quite understand its significance. He laughs. Yeah, well, I'd have felt a bit conceited to tell a bunch of garden warders that they have to throw a party for me once or twice per cycle to congratulate me for not dying in the orbital period of a planet tens of thousands of light years away. I chitter. Yes, not dying isn't quite the achievement in the rest of the galaxy that it is in Terran space. Toon makes her way to Victor's side and wraps her arms around him. We didn't tell the crew at large because we knew someone would blab if we did, but we did prepare an Evite to send out if you wanted. We got presents for you, they're over there. We might need to relocate to the canteen if you want to invite everyone, and too many people show up. Victor kisses her and says, yeah, send the Evite. The more the merrier. Sent, interjects Twiller. Thanks, Twee. As to the presents, I don't know what on earth you could have got me. What'd you get the guy who already has everything he could possibly want or ask for? It was tricky, but we figured some stuff out. Hope you like them, grins Toon, baring her long teeth. I'm sure I'll love 'em, he says, planting another kiss on her lips. Krish produces a long, sharp metal cutting implement and extends it, handle first, to Victor's hand. Would you do the honors, birthday boy? He smiles. Victor takes the handle and waits for Krish to release the blade before turning it to the cake. He makes a confident incision, and there is another cheer. Pieces are cut for all except Sam, Fluffy, Pacicar, Twiller, Quark and I, the poor three receiving a meat-based alternative to suit their carnivory. Twiller summoning a holographic piece of cake and assuring us that she is able to simulate the sensation of eating cake for herself, and Quark and I receiving a delectable fruit-based cake. So, 30. Do you feel like an old man yet? Quips Emiko as we sat. Victor laughs. Not really. Sort of don't feel any difference to how I did yesterday. Part of me still feels 16 years old. It's always the way. The older you get, the less meaningful birthdays become. I'm sure that'll be all the more the case now that we have regen tech. When you're 500, you'll be utterly uninterested in people throwing birthday parties for you. Have you really heard that the first human is about to pass 200? Interjects Zon. Really? Queries Krish. Yeah. Hanuro Tinyaki from Yeritoki. She was the oldest human alive when Terran Region was cracked and will likely always be the oldest human at first treatment. I mean, unless someone else decides they're going to live a natural lifespan, makes it past 170, then changes their mind. I can get a picture of her if you're interested. There is general agreement that we are all interested in seeing a picture of the oldest human alive. Zon starts to dig for a holopad when Twiller projects two images besides one another. Oh, thanks, smiles Zon. The image on the left is of a whitened woman with sparse white hair, milky white eyes, wrinkled, waxy skin, and, seemingly, none of the oral outcrops of bone that Terrans use for slicing and grinding their food, not having gizzards. The image on the right is of a vibrant, smiling woman with sleek black hair, the sight restored to her eyes, the youth restored to her smooth, olive-brown skin, her smile exposing a mouthful of healthy white bones. Is she? What's her lineage? I ask uncertainly. She's a hybrid. She's got ancestry from all four human lineages that existed when she was born. They hadn't sequestered Tshuan genes at that time, so we didn't exist. Her hybrid vigor is thought to be a large part of what allowed her to naturally live so long, explains Zon. According to her Galactopedia article, she is free ape sapiens, free apes longi, and had a Neanderthal great-grandmother and a Denisovian great-grandfather, elaborates Twillia. It's rather a unique experience it's given her, I observe. You mean she looks like a total babe? Laughs Zon. She does? I ask, genuinely unsure. There is a course of agreement that the Hiranur, on the right, is extremely attractive by Terran standards. I don't suppose there's a chance that, by astronomical coincidence, she's one of the ones who will be meeting us on the pickup stops, is there? Jokes Jenny. Emiko laughs. To my knowledge, no. If she does come aboard, you'll have to fight me for her. I'm sure your girlfriend will be on my side. Jenny clings to Brunhilde's side and gives her a reassuring kiss. Do you want to open the presents now, Victor? Asks Toon. He thinks for a moment. Yeah, probably best if we don't leave it until others arrive. They might feel bad for not having got me anything. Not that they could have, considering that they didn't know it was my birthday, and most of them probably don't know what's expected for a Terran birthday. We move to the pile of presents, and, with some ceremony, he begins receiving the gifts we prepared. I hope he's pleased with them.